It's the first day in a while that it got cold. I woke up. What time is it? It is 5:24. I set the alarm for 5. I went to bed a little later. Um, so I'm wearing some layers, but the idiot boss. It kind of reinforces the fact that I have to be careful with him and not do as many hours with him. I agreed to Monday, but I was going to set in. I was gonna agree to Sundays, but now it's like I have to find an excuse to not do it. Um, I'll have to figure that out. I won't outwardly say another job or I could say my clients, because as long as it's not competition to him, he seems to be okay with that. You know, it's difficult dealing with a psychopath. It really is. You can't be outwardly honest. I mean, he fired his cousin, who was a secretary, but it's just terrible. Um, but he texted me yesterday because I texted him in the morning because the place was a mess when I went to teach yesterday, and I sent a picture of the floor, and you know, he said, just pass pour water on it, just pass a rag over it. Um, but the point is, he stopped paying for the cleaning person, so it's really a mess. But he makes up an excuse. He lies pretty much outwardly. And when I taught again, um, paid $100, and I'm teaching now the class it took almost 6 hours because I had to help people who were you know having trouble with the class. So I had to practice more, and but I'm not getting paid more for that. So it's getting close to minimum wage that I'm making. So it's regressing a lot, and I can't live off of that. Who can live off of minimum wage? You know. So um, but he's not cognizant of that because he's not making a salary because of his financial decisions. So I can't talk to him about that. It just screws with my head. It's like I want to tell him off that he sucks. And I saw a video with what's his name, tech guy. I wish I could find it. I wish I could find it. Louis Rossman. I don't see it here, but the name came to my head. Louis Rossman. His rants from the day. I'm watching like stuff from 7, 8 years ago, and they're very insightful and very well said. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly it. He talked about his $30,000 butt dial. How he ranted about his boss or the person. Yeah, his boss, someone he's helping out. his phone was in his pocket because of water, some sort of water issue, and so everyone heard everything he said about his boss in the privacy of his own home. Though I think, was he talking to other people? Because why would he be talking aloud unless he's talking to a camera, like I am right now? But yeah. So at least what I learned from that is I gotta be careful when I talk. I used to, the only person I used to rant about was to the other employee on Saturday and Sunday. Um, and I used to be a little scared that he would hear all that stuff. So I gotta be careful with that. But anyway, so this boss, I'm getting back to what I was saying. So he sends me a text this last evening at 7, and I'm technically in bed by then, even though I wasn't. A picture of the garbage pail, which was already filled up. He said, when you see that, you should just empty it. Again, not recognizant of the hours I'm doing. Well, because he's doing them too, you know? Um, because I'm not doing his work anymore. So it's culminating to something that's going to be very disastrous. I'm really trying to hold it in. Um, but I'm not going to do no weekends there. I'm not giving more of my time. First of all, I'm not. I really. It's a reminder I have to not give more time. Find excuses to not do it without telling him the truth. Because he's a kid and he can't handle it. Um, so that's difficult on me. Um, I got an email yesterday. I had sent my resume to get a bursary for working as an orderly. You know, as a little another side gig to try to get as many things lined up so I have to have options. And they wanted to do an online interview or something. It was positive, so I was like, okay, I better. They wanted a couple of dates that I could be free to talk via Zoom, I think they said. So that's good. So that was positive. That had some hope, you know. I have to get on it for well for that too, but I have to get on for the little gym at the community center to see what can be done with that, if anything. Now, granted, fitness is my main profession and has been for years, even though I'm doing very minimal of it since I owned my gym. Um, Not for lack of trying, that's for sure. It was always a problem for me to get in it because it's so saturated. It's um, very clicky. You have to do things on your own, pretty much. Um, I always had a problem with that. Um, I I like good relationships. I mean, if I'm able to get a decent relationship with someone and work out with them and train, coach them. So it's nice, but a lot of times it's not. If you're dealing with just people who just want your attention and just it, paying you just to be their babysitter, that was always an issue with that. The same thing with group fitness classes, so it's not roses either, but it's to be able to find something that I like to do regardless of being paid or not, you know. I actually liked the gym that I owned. It was an old school gym and it was just regular people going in there, hanging out, which I kind of liked. Just couldn't maintain it financially because I had other businesses that I was com- convinced, naive me, to put the money that I did have, and then I couldn't handle any of it, amongst other issues. So that would be the goal, to be able to get back to that level, but not have something that could sustain. So you need other things to sustain it. It's really hard to keep on the goal now when things are going very not so well. And still taking care of things that I owe, and but looking at Lewis Rossman, at least he was able to move forward. You know, I wish there were more videos like that.